just so distraught. And I remember I was like leaned over reading that text, and I wasn't mad at her, but I was just like, man, how can she not know who he is? But that's how the world works, you know. Like, there are so many celebrities that we know them by name, but you don't really know who they are. It's just so many people, let alone celebrities.
To know about their life.
So for me to do my part, Mamba wise, I wanted to do this so that, you know, people just knew who he was, and they can forever watch this video. And if you know him, you'll enjoy it. If you didn't know him, well, now you learned something, and you're gonna enjoy it. So.
Now that was really nice of my friend to text me, as she could tell I was clearly shaken up by his loss. But reading her text, I couldn't help but ask myself, how could somebody not know Kobe Bryant? I mean, he's done so much, been so many places, and accomplished so many things, and inspired so many people. Maybe I was overly shaken up that day, but that text made me sad. It made me question, how could somebody not know him? What messages did he leave behind? And is Mamba truly forever?
To find out the answer to those questions, I'm going to take the advice of Julie Andrews, who famously once said, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. Kobe Bryant grew up on the mean streets of Philadelphia. Fortunately for him, his father was a pro basketball player. This meant his family moved around a lot. These travels led Kobe Bryant moving to Europe. This is important to the story because normally in America, basketball is predicated on athleticism, but in Europe, they focus more on skill. But don't worry about that till later on in the story. Kobe Bryant then moved back to the United States, where he would attend Lower Merion High School. He used his charming personality and his unrivaled competitiveness not just to become the most popular student of his high school, but the #1 basketball player in the country. The guy won a state title and took Brandy to prom. Talk about winning. And if you don't know who Brandy is, shame on you. That Boy Is Mine was a classic. Kobe found himself drafted to the historic Los Angeles Lakers. And yes, for you purists out there, I know he was drafted to the Hornets, but he was there shorter than Tom Brady stayed retired. A once top high school basketball player found himself a boy amongst men playing in the NBA. Wait, stop. I just realized that I've been going on and that I haven't mentioned Kobe Bryant's personality. Kobe Bryant was a confident, passionate kid with a great smile. He also was obsessed with Michael Jordan. You see, MJ was known as the greatest basketball player of all time. Kobe loved him so much that he even mirrored his game after Mike. Not only did he want to be like Mike, but in Kobe's eyes, anything MJ could do, he could do better. Needless to say, Kobe Bryant never backed down from a challenge, which is a good thing because his NBA competition was fierce. He played against the likes of Vince Carter, aka half man, half amazing. In a single leap, this guy could jump out of the gym. Tracy McGrady, don't let the lazy eye fool you. I once watched him drop 13 points in 33 seconds. It was madness. Allen Iverson, he was so good, he was known by his peers as simply the answer. Reggie Miller, a marksman shooter who oddly liked to choke himself. And Steve Nash, who's literally the captain of Canada. I'm not joking, look that up. With odds like that, the odds were stacked against Kobe, but he had a secret weapon. Shaq, aka Diesel, aka the Big Aristotle, aka Superman. This 7'1" 100 monster couldn't be stopped. Shaq is known as one of, if not the most dominant player in NBA history. He was also a genie. Look that up, I swear that's real. Kobe and Shaq dominated the league. Kobe's ambition to be the very best and Shaq's brute strength led to many regular season and playoff wins. And count them, 3 NBA championships in a row. All was good in LA. Or was it? You see, at the end of the finals, a player is awarded the MVP, Most Valuable Player Award. And in all 3 finals, the MVP award was awarded to Shaq. Tim, put up the tally. You see, at this point, Kobe had 3 NBA championships and 0 finals MVPs. Yet Shaq had 3 championships and 3 finals MVPs. This didn't sit well with Kobe. I mean, yes, he was winning, but he also wanted to be the best and pass MJ. But how could he pass MJ when he wasn't even considered the best on his team? This started a beef between the two. See, Kobe hated Shaq because he was lazy and distracted, yet winning came easy to him. And Shaq hated Kobe because he was an arrogant gym rat who was only focused on bettering his game. As tensions grew between the two, the Lakers' success started to plummet. They were losing games left and right. And after an embarrassing loss to the Detroit Pistons in the NBA Finals, Lakers management did the unthinkable. They traded Shaq. At this point, Kobe was happy. He got everything he wanted. Shaq was out of there and Lakers management could finally focus on him and get back to winning culture. Or so we thought. Over the next few years, Kobe would earn a ton of individual success and universally be known as the best player in the NBA. But his team sucked. The Lakers couldn't win to save their lives. After Shaq left, Kobe was surrounded by mediocre players who didn't share the same passion that he had. Things were getting really bad. Kobe was at odds with his teammates, new and upcoming players were entering the league hunting for his spot, and the media was criticizing every move that he made.
Yo, Kobe, you're trash. This guy's not cutting it, bro. Yo, we should have kept Shaq, bro. Pass the ball, fam.
And the cherry on top is Shaq won a championship with his new team. Tim, put up the scoreboard. Kobe now found himself at the midpoint of his career, struggling both on and off the court with immense pressure on him. He knew things had to change. He knew things couldn't remain the same. Alright, so for this part of the story, we gotta talk about Prime. And no, I don't mean the sports drink. But with that said, I'm talking about the word prime, which is defined as... Remember that guy MJ I was telling you about? Well, he's known to have the greatest prime of all time in the NBA. Next, LeBron James, aka Father Prime. LeBron's played nearly 20 seasons and arguably has been in his prime the entire time. And then there's Kobe, who I believe watching his career ended up having 2 primes. Quick experiment. I'm going to show you guys 6 different movies. 1. Your favorite movie that you've seen countless times. 2. A popular black and white movie that you've never seen before. 3. A childhood classic that you've seen maybe once or twice growing up. 4. The new top trending movie on Netflix. 5. A movie from the 80s that your parents swear is the best movie ever. And 6. The highest grossing Bollywood movie ever. How on earth could you tell me which of these is the greatest movie of all time? You couldn't. As the great philosopher Britney Spears once said, there are only 2 types of people in the world. Those that entertain and those that observe. This goes hand in hand with sports today. We spend far too much time debating and comparing athletes when we really should just be enjoying them while they're still here. I say all this because remember the stuff he was dealing with in the first quarter? Well, it was really getting to him. All the same, he decided not to be a victim and to have a growth mindset to achieve the change in which he envisioned. He changed everything. He changed his hair, he changed his body, putting on more size and muscle. He even changed the way he played, focusing less on athleticism and more on skill, like the ones that he learned in Europe. He started to pass the ball to his teammates and to trust more in their abilities. He even changed his number from 8 to 24. Now there are a lot of rumors as to why he went to 24, but between you and I think it had something to do with one-upping his biggest idol. Kobe's whole mindset changed. He dubbed it the Mamba Mentality. His personal growth and dedication were like no other. So much so, he modeled his game after the behavior of the world's most dangerous snake, the Black Mamba. If you ever get the chance, YouTube Black Mambas. They're freaking awesome. The Lakers became a real threat to win the championship, and Kobe was even awarded with his first and only league MVP award.
MVP! 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 We love you, Kobe! MVP!
If you ask me, I think he deserved more than one, but what do I know? I'm just a guy sitting in a sneaker shop. Shouts out the courtside sneakers. Flash to Kobe's second prime. The only thing standing in the Lakers' way was their arch nemesis, the Boston Celtics. Town was led by the big 3, Paul Pierce, aka The Truth, Ray Allen, the best shooter in the league, who is also known as Jesus. I know that sounds crazy, but look it up. And also, a big man by the name of Kevin Garnett, who believed that anything is possible! Both teams went head-to-head in the finals, but the Lakers lost. It was devastating, but nothing more devastating than what Shaq had to say about Kobe losing in the finals again. But this is Kobe Bryant we're talking about. He was determined to pick his team up, and he led the Lakers to the top of the mountain. They would go on to win the next 2 NBA championships, including a historic comeback win against the Boston Celtics. After winning his 5th championship, here's what he had to say.
So, Kobe, how does this championship feel?
One more than Shaq.
At this point in their careers, Shaq and Kobe were cool again. But talk about forgiving and not forgetting. Fast forward to the end of Kobe's career. He started off the season by writing a letter titled Dear Basketball. That's right, he wrote a letter to the sport itself. He talked about how basketball taught him everything he knows, and that he'll forever love the game. But it was time for him to walk away. Talk about passion and dedication. Throughout the season, all 30 teams paid tribute to Kobe in their own special way. This led all the way to Kobe's last game. Kobe's final act was the hottest ticket of the year, with both fans and celebrities coming from all around the world to watch him play. In true Kobe fashion, the Black Mamba did not disappoint. Not only did he secure his team the win that night, but at age 37, he scored 60 points to cap off one of the most impactful NBA careers of all time. This is BJ reporting live from Mamba News. We're currently in search for those special individuals that have the Mamba mentality. And what a better place to check than the V2V Jam basketball tournament. Come with me. We're here with Mamba News Live. I'm here with
Victus.
All right, so we're looking for those with the Mamba mentality. I want you to tell me why you have the Mamba mentality.
I have the Mamba mentality because I'm always focused. I'm always zen. No matter the situation, you always got to be always got to stay focused on the game. Monopoly Wild, presidential.
There you go. And we're looking for those special individuals with the Mamba mentality. So I need you to tell me a story when you dropped 55 in the second half off the court.
Repeat that one more time. You need me to tell you
We're looking for a story of you
right.
dropping 55 points off the court.
That's a tough one, man. All right, you know what? Check this out. So my first year in England, I dropped 21 points, 22 rebounds, and broke the record for rebounding. And everyone got excited. Everyone was happy, right? I got mad because I thought I could beat that record that I set. 2 games later, I broke the record that I set and landed with 25 rebounds because I knew I could push those limits.
That is very impressive. Also, doing some research, you played basketball in Prince Edward Island?
Yes, I did.
Funny enough, so did I. So can we get a quick message to those back on the island about PEI and basketball?
Okay, so PEI basketball is a special thing because it's a place where if you're really passionate about the game, you'll have all the resources and all the time to manage those things, right? So Gym time's unlimited. You get to know people. You can stay in the gym even if it's locked up. You know, it's a great small town kind of place. I don't know. I got nothing but love for PEI.
Nothing but great things to say from PEI. I'm BJ. That's Minox. Mamba's out. We're here live with Mamba News, and we're looking for those special individuals that have the Mamba mentality. So, sir, do you have the Mamba mentality? There is only one Kobe Bryant, so you cannot have the Mamba mentality. But what is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is a snake.
Like the Mamba. You have to pick a different snake.
A different snake? A rattlesnake.
So, we're here with CJ, who has the rattlesnake mentality. Tell us a little bit about the rattlesnake mentality.
Hey, I mean, sometimes you gotta let people know you're coming, you know? Whenever you hear a rattlesnake, you hear it hissing.
So, are you saying you shake your tail to let people know you're coming?
Yeah, but not in like a twerking way, you know? Like, I don't mind, nothing against twerking, you know? Every once in a while you gotta
Twerking is good for the community.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I'm for twerking, 100%.
I'm just getting word that we're getting back to the game. Thank you very much. This is BJ, Mamba out.
Quick test. So I'm going to show you guys a series of pictures and you let me know what you see. If you answered a cheetah, Michael B. Jordan, and an apple, congratulations, you're correct. But tell me what you see when you look at this. I'll tell you what I see. I see Kobe Bryant's greatest achievement as a basketball player. See, Kobe Bryant has a laundry list of accolades. Say them with me. 5-time NBA champion, 17-time All-Star, slam dunk champion. I don't hear you saying them with me. 12 all-defensive team selections, 2 finals MVPs, 2 Olympic gold medals, and many, many more. But all that aside, I truly believe that this picture right here is Kobe's greatest. You see, this is every single shot Kobe took in his NBA career. The reason why this is special is because each shot represents a chance that Kobe took to be legendary. In life, we often let fear and anxiety hold us back from being legendary. Kobe Bryant was never afraid to shoot his shot. Did you know that Kobe Bryant has missed more shots than any other player in NBA history? What separates Kobe from the rest is that when he did miss, he wouldn't hang his head and wouldn't be afraid to shoot again. He would simply just pick himself up and shoot again and again because he knew that each shot he took was one step closer to becoming legendary. I want you to think about your own personal shot chart. Are you taking all the shots and chances that you can, or are you leaving opportunities on the table? And if so, why? You're one positive decision away from being legendary. If you lose or miss, are you just dwelling on it, or are you picking yourself back up just like Kobe would and shooting your shot again? We get one shot at life, and you want to make sure by the end of it, you've left no stones unturned. I keep this picture up in my room as a constant reminder that life should be attacked. Fear of failure often holds us back from being our greatest self. Man, fear almost stopped me from making this video in the first place, but I want to be legendary, and I know a lot of you do too. So embrace your fears and go after your goals as many ways as you possibly can. Because like I said, you're only one shot away from being legendary. Speaking on Kobe's accomplishments, I'd be a fool not to mention January 22nd, 2006. See, Kobe had a game against the Raptors that day, a team he's played many times, but on this day, something was different. Kobe was extremely quiet during the pregame and hardly spoke to his teammates before tip-off. Game started off normally, but after a few minutes, it was clear that Kobe was in kill mode as he was scoring at will. He couldn't be stopped, and it was clear that something special was happening. The Raptors tried all they could, but they couldn't stop his onslaught. Kobe ended the game with 81 points, his career high, and the second most points scored in a game in NBA history. Most NBA players, a 30-point game would be considered a great performance. Kobe Bryant had 55 in the second half that night. I can't even come up with a real-world comparison, but if you have the time, I suggest watching that game because it was something special. The great warrior Achilles once said, "I want what all people want. I just want it more." That more he was referring to was having his name last forever. And I think the Kobe Bryant story is the perfect example of that. A boy who was extremely passionate about something and would do whatever it took to have his name last forever.
Kobe Bryant's story is also about setting personal goals, envisioning achievements before they happen, and doing everything it takes to make them come true. For Kobe, the goal was to be the best basketball player ever and to decorate Los Angeles in championship banners. His story runs deeper though. It's also about perseverance and overcoming obstacles. These obstacles were failure, injury, and aging. I mean, this guy once tore his Achilles, and before leaving the court, he walked to the free throw line and hit 2 shots on 1 foot. Beginning to end, the story of Kobe Bryant is one of the most inspirational stories ever. On January 26, 2020, Kobe Bryant passed away, along with 8 others, including his daughter Gianna. I quickly want to take the time to give my everlasting condolences to the friends and family of everybody that was involved. It's always been puzzling to me how we as a society tend to wait to celebrate and reflect on the impact of our heroes only after they're gone. Maybe it's simply just human nature to do so. Even this video may seem like a late attempt to celebrate Kobe, but I assure you it's not. I made this video for 2 reasons. The first being to help anybody who didn't really know Kobe understand who he was and what he stood for. The second reason was to officially start doing my part to keep the Mamba mentality alive forever. Far too often, I hear things like long live so-and-so or so-and-so forever. But if Mamba truly is forever, I think the answer to that is dependent on you and I. It's clear from this video that Kobe Bryant did everything he could in the short life that he was given. But it's up to you and I how long his legacy lasts. Kobe has impacted millions around the world, and not just basketball players. Millions of people and other athletes have been what I call bitten by the Mamba. Kobe also inspired a whole generation of women to push the boundaries of basketball, which was a passion of his, being that he already had 3 daughters. He believed anybody could do anything regardless of gender. He demanded the best of himself, and if he were here today, he would demand the best out of you and I as well. His death is a reminder as to why that's so important. As for myself, like I said, I've been bitten by the Mamba. I got this tattoo as a constant reminder that hard work is not a talent, it's a prerequisite. That life should be attacked and that passions should be pursued. Fear is to be conquered, and to be great is to inspire others to want to be great themselves. Yes, I didn't cover every aspect of the story, but you get the gist of it. You don't have to like Kobe, or even relate to his body of work. But if you ever find yourself down and in need of motivation, remember, Mamba forever, but most importantly, right now.
You know, you drove over 30 hours in 4 days across the country to shoot this thing, taking over 2 months to produce. Can we get something out of you? A smile? A laugh?
Job's not finished. Is the job finished? I don't think so.